Shalom Israel, Yosef Ben Israel here for House of Benai Israel, New England. Lesson today is about the lost identity of the Israelite nation, so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans. In scripture, the children of Israel prophesied to lose the knowledge of who they really are. This is also part of our punishment for disobeying the Most High. If a people lose the knowledge of who they are, they have lost the knowledge of their nationality, their history, and heritage. A people without a history is a people that doesn't exist. Since coming to the United States, we have been called by many different names in reference to our nationality. We are the only group in this country that this has happened to. Presently, we are known as African Americans. From African American, we were Negroes. Before that, we were colored and so on. This is madness. The Chinese came here as Chinese, and that's who they remain to be today. The same can be said for the Germans, the Irish, the Italians, the Mexicans, the Japanese, the Jews, etc. We seem to be the only group of people who are really very confused about our identity. The nationality, heritage, and history of a people is very important. It is the binding tie that connects them to the families of the earth. Scripture says that Israel will lose their heritage. Scripture also says that Israel enemies will conspire to make them forget their identity. So now let's look at these verses and let the Bible tell us how we got to be confused about our true nationality. Psalms 83, 1-4. Keep not your silence, O Yah. Hold not your peace, and be not still, O Yah. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, so that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, so that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now, remember, this is in the Bible. This is scripture. This very thing has happened to us here in North America. We are the only people who were not allowed to practice our original culture, etc., upon our arrival. This is one of the main reasons why we don't know who we really are today. I have made many mentions of a slave owner named Willie Lynch before in my past studies, who in 1712 devised a plan to keep slaves in a docile and passive state. Willie Lynch said, in order to keep this process going, you must wipe away the slave original historical mental history. As he states in his letter, our experts warned us about the possibility of this phenomenon occurring. But they say that the mind has a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time. It can touch some substantial original historical base and then recorrect itself. And they advise us that the best way to deal with this phenomenon is to shave off the Bruce mentality, their mental history, and create a multiplicity of phenomenal illusions. Notice that we have this slave owner getting counsel from his experts. Psalms 83 says they have taken crafty counsel. Crafty counsel means skillfully in underhanded or evil schemes, cunning or deceit. Counsel means advice or instructions. Willie Lynch experts advised him to wipe away our mental history, which is crafty. When the Willie Lynch plan was put into use, this made the name of Israel be forgotten among our people, and made the names of Negroes and nigger be remembered. Porch monkey. The knowledge of who we really are and were is a knowledge that was taken from us. We had our names changed, and for the generations were told that we had no history or culture. This is why we are still called by various names today. The masses of our people still don't know or have any idea who we really are. In verse 3 of Psalms 83, Israel is referred to as the hidden ones. Hidden means secret, and this is why the truth that I am presenting to you today is called the world's best kept secret. It's a secret about the identity of true Israel. But at the same time, this verse says that our enemies consulted to take away our nationality, our identity. Some of our enemies have knowledge of our identity. As Willie Lynch says, they must wipe away our original historical base. This means take away all original historical knowledge of our past without leaving a trace of who we are, and replace it with other false histories. How many Bible reading people have made the connection between those curses and our history? Probably not many. This is because our original history, Hebrewism, was taken away and has remained a deeply hidden secret among our enemies. I find it interesting that during the 1700s, the time that Willie Lynch wrote this letter, the term Jew and Semitic and Semite took a stronghold. During the 1700s was also when all black-skinned people were grouped into one group and called African. This is also when white supremacy took a real stronghold. Was there any connection between all this and the wiping away of the Hebrew history? Only time and the truth will tell. As I stated, these same curses and prophecies fell on Israel in biblical times, and today, biblical Israel enemies try to take away our identity, and the process has also repeated itself time and time again. Like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. Isaiah 1:2-3 says, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yah has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel don't know, my people do not consider." This verse is telling us that Israel doesn't know who they are or who Yah, the Creator, is. How many so-called blacks, African Americans, consider themselves to be the true Israelites of the Bible? Not many. How many of them know who they really are? How many of them know that they are the Israelites of the Bible? We've been told that we are African. But as I previously stated, Africa is not a race, it's just the name of a continent. And that wasn't even the real name. The Ashkenazi Jews claim they know who they are. They don't claim that they ever lost their identity. They say they have been Jews since day one. But the scripture says Israel, the majority of the physical Israelites, don't know or consider. Many so-called blacks will get offended if you tell them that they are not Africans or not African American, etc. Some would even get hostile if you try to explain and prove to them that they are Israelites. But as scripture shows, this is how it's supposed to be. Jeremiah 17:4, "And you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you know not, for you have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever." Your history and nationality is your heritage. Yah said he would discontinue, take away our heritage from us. So this means that while we don't know who we are, anybody can come on the scene and proclaim to be us. This is the situation today. Everybody knows that the Ashkenazi Jews claim Israelite heritage. But I have learned of others who claim that all Europeans are true Israelites. Some say that the Native Americans are, and so on and so on. Scripture also says that after we lose our heritage, we are going to serve our enemies in the land we know not. When the Willie Lynch plan went into effect and wiped our minds clean in our history, thus discontinuing our heritage, we were slaves in service to our enemies in the land, part of the world that was known as the New World, a land that we did not know. Some of our people, upon arriving here, had knowledge that we were Israelites. As I continue to go on and show you, let's just take a look. Our true identity has been hidden or secret for almost 2,000 years. With the Bible and all the historical information now available, it shouldn't be hard to identify the Israelites today. We, the true Hebrews, have been forgotten. Our history is taken from us. We are now looked down upon by others. We are even considered anti-Semites and hateful when we proclaim our history as true Hebrews. We are denied citizenship in the land of Israel today, and on and on. Uh, all of this and more is happening to us because we have turned our back on our Creator. This punishment is only for a limited time. We will soon be back in the good favor with the Father after we come to our senses, or shall I say, our senses are given back to us. I'm going to continue on with the proof that we are the true Israelites, but it's in the scriptures. It's in the Bible, and we need to read it for ourselves. We need to stop holding on to the lies that were given to us, and we need to gravitate to the truth of what the Father gave us. Look into the Word. Reason for yourself. Research for yourself, because the knowledge and the truth is already in there. Okay? The true Israelites were of a dark-skinned nature, of a black nature. We are not Hamites. Okay? The Zondervan Bible Dictionary says that not the Negroes. Okay? Hamites, Ham, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, that's who, or Hamites. We are Shemites, okay? We are not Hamites. So don't let anybody tell you that we're Hamites. We're not Hamites. We're Shemites. There is a difference. There was Hamites, there was Shemites, and there were Japhites, okay? So I would implore you to stop skipping the genealogies in the Bible and start studying them. But there is your truth. There is a knowledge of who we truly are. There's nothing new under the sun. After the 400 years came in 2019, that started our clock. Okay? Everybody knows that. Those Ashkenazi Jews in Israel, they know that. There's no peace in Jerusalem because the true Israelites aren't back home yet. We aren't there yet. But with the coming of the King, with the coming of Yeshua HaMashiach, with the coming of the Most High Yah, our people are beginning to wake up. Our people are beginning to realize who they are. So just grab your scriptures, grab the Bible, find out why those lost books were taken out of there, and then read them. Don't let nobody tell you that you shouldn't be reading them. Grab the book of Jubilees, grab the book of Jasher, grab the Apocrypha. You need to be reading these books. They were taken out by the Catholic Church for a reason. Okay? It was to hide your identity, to get the scriptures. Alright? And the last thing I want to tell you is the Beta commands. Alright? Don't let these for profit only preachers gas you up and telling you that you are blessed and you're going to receive this and receive that from the Most High, and you're not following His commandments. Okay? They are damning you and leading you straight to hell. Okay? We have to follow His laws and His commandments, His statutes, His judgments. Alright? And that's how Israel's going to be able to come together and live a righteous life. We got to cry out. This is Joseph Ben Israel for Benai Israel Ministries, New England. We know who we are. We know who He made us to be. We are rising from the ashes. Shalom.